Hi guys, welcome to another episode of JDM Masters, and in today's episode we are going to talk about the Subaru 22B STi road car. So we are in the STi gallery in Megtaka, and we're previewed a lot of the classic rally and road cars in our previous video, which you can see over here. So let's check out this car. So you Subaru fans who love the WRC and also the STi, and maybe the most iconic or the most valuable Subaru of all is this two-door coupe called the 22B STi. Now, there were only 399, maybe a little bit more, one or two here for samples, sent to Europe, some in Australia, but in Japan, there's still quite a large number of these cars left. Very, very limited edition, and therefore commanding an extremely high price. The last one we saw as of 2020 went for about over 10 million yen. And honestly, maybe it's a bit exaggerated compared to more iconic cars like the R34 GTR. And this is just our personal opinion on why. So the 22B is a limited special edition car made by Subaru to actually commemorate the rally car over there behind me, which is called the 97 WR car. So interesting thing is, this road model came after that rally car over there, not the other way around. The 22B wasn't a homologation base because for the WR car, they could base it on normal road models. So what is this? From the success of the 97 WR car, Subaru made a special edition, perhaps the ultimate GC8. So the base car, which is the STi version for Type R two-door coupe, was the EJ20 2-liter version, but the 22B signifying is 2.2 liters. So EJ22 engine with 200 extra cc was used in this car. But most of the running gear, the suspension, was actually not much different from the base model Type R. But what they've done is to give it the same look as the WR car, which is over there. You have the blister front fenders and beautiful lines of the rear fender, very much resembling the WR car. Even the wing shape, which is not exactly the same, but almost very, very similar to that. So upgraded 17-inch wheels, a 235/40 ZR17, beautiful BBS multi-spoke. The brakes are actually the same as the Type R version 4. 4-pot calipers in the front, not Brembo, but Sumitomo Subaru 4-pots. And so the track is wider due very much to the wheels. And a lot of the running gear with the aluminum front arms, the strut suspension front and rear, is still the same as the version 4 Type R. Now, interesting thing, because this shape is so popular, there is a company called Lounge Sport, which actually makes body kits, even with the rear fender, the whole piece welded in color to make it look like a 22B. But most of these are obviously based on the Type R road car. Now, the Type R road car, as you can see in the picture over here, has this roof flap scoop. The original 22B doesn't have one. It doesn't have it's a flat roof, just like the normal versions. Okay, let's have a look at the front bumper. A stock 22B will have the white lettering STi logos, and the cutouts here are functional. You can actually put fog lights, and the grille color is body colored. It's blue with the pink Subaru Pleiades star, not the STi logo. A lot of the JDM STIs should have the I logo, which means for Impreza. So these are just little things that would certify that it's a genuine 22B. Version 4, as you can see, has the glass old style lights and not the clear ones that came on the version 5. And on the bonnet, you have the WRC style bonnet vents, which are a little bit smaller than the WR car. The bonnet scoop is the same size as the regular WRXs. Front fender here, it's a lot wider. You have the metal STi emblem over here on the side. Looking at the interior, the seat pattern color is very different. Other road versions have a black and red and gray trim, but the 22B has a blue and black trim, which is used on the GDB models after. It's very, very similar. Now, interestingly, the interior, because it's from a version 4, this is the facelifted interior after the version 3. So new dashboard with no airbags, an RD steering wheel, 3-spoke, and a new design dashboard. So If you look at the center console, there is a emblem signifying the model count number, and this being probably the very, very first 22B. You can see there, it says 000 out of 000. Probably this was one of the cars that weren't in for the production sales models, because production sales models should start with 001 out of 400 or 399. You said, oh, actually 400, and it's this one here, still kept in mint condition. This must be priceless. You can see here the emblem quick steering. The RA version and the Type R had a quicker steering ratio than the normal road car sedan, which is version 6 in our video over here. And you can see the report. It has the rear wipers, adjustable rear wing, and the rear is very, very clean. All it has to signify it's a 22B is this emblem here. Subaru Impreza 22B. That's it. Let's have a look underneath, and if you see, you can find anything different. Even though it is a STI car, it seems to have all of the suspension arms from the normal version Type R. They're all black control arms, not the red STI ones. You see the center diff and also even the exhaust. There's a STI logo, and this is also the same as the version 4 Type R. Dude, this is probably from way, way back. P0 asymmetrical, all the cracks here. It seems to be. It was just sitting here. Let me see if I can find the year, production year. This car was probably not driven much. P0 tires are probably from way back in 1997. Just looking at the cracks and the age of the tire, it's very, very likely that this is the original tires that came with the car. Amazing. So this is the shape of the WR car's rear wing, and you can see little indents coming down here. And let's compare it with the 22B. So on the 22B, it isn't actually the same as the WR car. It has the same overall shape, but the cutout deepness is quite different. So it's not safe to say that it's an exact replica of the WR car. There are other small points also to tell if it is the road car or is it the WR car, simply because there is in Japan actually a genuine WR car running around on the streets, and we're going to probably try and do a review video on that car soon. So front fenders, here's where you see it. So on the WR car, the front fender cutouts are much, much wider. As you can see here, from the bottom, the top of the cut of the fender to the line up here. I'm just going to use my iPhone to give it a quick measure. It's something like this. So on the 22B, you can see how the cutouts are much shallower, and the distance from the top of the fender to the top of the line. This is a point that is quite different from the WR car. Now, the front bumper of the 22B appears to be derived also directly from the WR car, but there are other differences. The grille of the WR car is integrated with the bumper, and this bit is much wider. The Subaru emblem is mounted on the top of the bumper, but on the 22B, the gap is a lot smaller. You have the grille on the top here and a little indent on the bottom. So these are the small differences. However, there are aftermarket kits which you can use this design bumper on your narrow body GC8, and this was immortalized by Initial D's in Bunta's GC8 Type R version 5. That car has the front bumper of the 22B, but it's put on the normal Type R. So in the STI gallery, you can see their collection of books, and here is the owner's Bible for the GC8 on the front cover. You see right here, the 22B. And just looking inside, beautiful images of, first of all, the WR car, and fantastic full color display of the history, and also the history of all of the WRC cars. But what of special interest is obviously the 22B here. So let's look at the specs. On paper, of course, 280 horsepower, a gentleman's agreement back in the 90s, 37 kilograms of torque at 3,200 RPM. That's 800 RPM lower than the 2-liter EJ20. And it's using a IHI RHF 5B which is the same as the version 3. So the turbo is actually from a version 3, not even a version 4, even though the interior was from a version 4 and it did come out in 1997. The drivetrain of the four-wheel drive has the DCCD driver's control manual from the RA and the Type R. The engine block of the 2.2 liter. So how is the 22B 2.2 liter engine created? Now the 2 liter has a bore of 92.0 times 75 stroke. 22B's engine is actually a bore up to 96.9 millimeters at the same 75 millimeter stroke. So the engine, same as the normal STI version, has a metal head gasket, and using version 3 turbos with strengthened con rods and different pistons, and also some of the standard equipment was a twin plate clutch included into the drivetrain, suspension and a wider tread tires. These are the special equipment. Otherwise, as you can see in the engine bay here, it's pretty much looks the same as the other STI models. The carbon fiber strut bar, which was engineered by the aerospace division. So the official name is the 22B STI version. It doesn't have the word WR car or is it, but up here it has reference to the WR car on the original brochure. I love this Bible's guide. If you're a fan of GC8, you need to get this book. Here is the original list of all the STI parts that were available throughout the 90s. Suspension, LSD, different arms with stiffer bushings for competition. Most of these were parts for Group N, for circuit and rally. Other car manufacturers like TRD, Rally Art, Nismo, they also had these kind of things. But it's sad that now, a lot of these parts are not really widely sold in today's road cars. But looking at this, it's just fantastic look at the history of aftermarket official tuning parts. I really love this. So this is the eye, pink eye of the JDM cars. Very important point for genuine JDM cars. It's the eye for the Impreza, and it has the pink logo behind here. There's different STI pedals, and you see the same emblem as the 22B here. You could even buy parts that were for the 22B here, like the wing, the bonnet, air escape vents, even the bumper. Oh, you can actually buy the bumper as well. It's crazy. So let's see here. Back in 97, how much did this cost? Front bumper, WR car blue, at $830. Oh, that's a steal. So I'm sure you'll see some old GC8s running around with a genuine bumper like this. That's crazy. So what were the advantages of using a 2.2 liter engine? Obviously for more mid-range torque. Now specs have it that the engine produces more torque, kind of lower down at 3,500 range, kind of making it a little bit like the EJ25 of the Forester STI. And the power was a lot more at the top range. But in the best motoring test, as you can see over here,
続いてはインプレッサ同士の対決。結局 22B はバトルでも実力を発揮できず、その後も登場することはなかった。
They tested it with a normal Type R, which was a bit lighter than the 22B, and acceleration of the normal Type R actually seemed to be faster than the 22B. So what is it that makes this car so iconic? Well, despite the performance reportedly being less than the normal version, but the 22B still stands as the most iconic Subaru road car, if not the most desirable. Its iconic status, rarity, is what makes it such a legend in the Subaru Impreza WRC and road car range. If you guys see one on the road, and look out for all these points to see whether it's genuine. If you come to Japan, there's also a very big meet sometimes, and you can see these cars on the road. It's such a unicorn. So thanks guys for watching this review video. Check out our previous video on the other cars in the STI Mitaka gallery, and we'll catch you next time. Peace out.